Thank you everybody who has joined me on this adventure thus far. We are now entering the final broadcast of Chapter 2 of Not for Broadcast. Chapter 3, as of now, has not been released yet, so this will be the last episode for now. It should be released later in 2021, maybe early 2022, but regardless, thank you for joining me up to this point. I know that last episode was a little heavy. It got a little dark. This episode really kind of drives that point home, so fair warning to you. Don't forget, if you like the content, to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get to it. Broadcast 3, Chapter 2, Not for Broadcast. And on to the last of it. Equipment not working, check that the power's on. I feel like I'm being called out there. Because when I went to go play the lockdown chapter, or no, it wasn't the lockdown, it was the telethon chapter. Yeah. Okay, a tape to remember. You wake up still partly in shock from what you saw on the news last night, what you had to edit on the news last night. When you come downstairs, you find your family sat in the living room waiting for you. You take a seat on the sofa between Sam and Susie. Sam swallows, hesitating before starting. We were so worried about you last night, and after Jeremy with the gun, Sam chokes down a sob. It was awful, on national television. How could he do that? And now, after a horrible pause, Sam finally asks, "Are you okay?" Can't believe he's gone. Sam looks to the kids, then back to you. We saw that you chose to play that tape. They paused before continuing. I couldn't help but wonder why. I didn't feel like I had a choice. I think you did the right thing. I mean, it was a crazy situation, but it was the right thing to play the tape, Charlie says quietly. You hadn't realized how much his support would mean to you. It's good to have your son on your side. For what it's worth, Alex, I think you were in an impossible situation and somehow you managed to make the right call. Sam throws their arms around you. Only you were stuck in that studio having to make that choice. No one can criticize what you did, and I'm proud of you. There's a way to stop Jeremy, but I'm not sure if that will be any better for him. Yeah, I saw the thing with the actual playing of the tape. I don't know any other ways yet, but I do plan on finding them out. Only you were stuck in that studio having to make that choice. No one can criticize what you did, and I'm proud of you. You've never been so grateful to have Sam support you. You take a deep breath and gather your thoughts. It's a lot to take in. You're not sure you've fully processed what happened last night, let alone what Charlie and Sam think about it all. You look to your daughter. I know this is an incredibly difficult thing and we don't always agree, but I do think you made the right choice. Susie smiles at you. You had to play it. There was just no other option. You put an arm around her and give her an affectionate squeeze. Whole family supports you. You didn't know how worried you are about it, but as Charlie makes a stupid joke and you all laugh, you feel the tremendous tension break. Sam rubs your back and tells him to flick the TV on. You couldn't ask for better. A rebel is born. This is new for me. A muffled thud wakes you and Sam in the middle of the night, and it takes you a few seconds to realize it came from the kitchen. You tentatively make your way downstairs, grabbing an umbrella from near the front door, more for comfort than as an actual weapon. You slowly push open the kitchen door. You lift the umbrella halfway above your head before you realize it's Charlie stumbling around in the dark. One of the kitchen chairs has been knocked over, and he's up to his elbows in a box of cereal when he looks up and sees you standing in the doorway. You're worried, turning into a mixture of curiosity and anger. The hell are you doing crashing around? Your son sheepishly slurs that he was out with some friends and there were a few beers. As he sways on his feet, the strong smell of alcohol wafting from him tells you there were more than a few. Do you think it's a good idea to be wasting your Saturday nights getting drunk with these mates of yours? It's so weird just like hearing mates in an American accent. He sighs and just stares at the floor. Answer me, young man. You know what? Look, you can tell me or I can go get Sam and the three of us can talk about it. He starts at the hard tone and looks up at you with a defiant glare. We're not wasting our nights. What we're doing is important. We're helping disrupt, make a difference. He slams the cereal box on the table in what you're sure was meant to be a grand gesture, but the puff of sugary frosted flakes undermines the effect. You're 15. Go to bed, Charlie. Sleep it off. Charlie chuckles, shaking his head and leaving without a word. Not the reaction you expected. You remember when you used to go to the park together and you'd push him on the swing. Now he's going there for rallies. God, you're old. Hopefully he doesn't wake Sam on his way to bed for his sake. A rebel is born. I'm going to get my son killed by the government. A A questionable choice? Charlie chuckles, shaking his head and leaving without a word. Not the reaction you'd expect. You remember... Wait, whoa. It's the same thing. Hopefully, there are still some biscuits left. I'm gonna throw down with my sausage. You fucking fist fight that little shit. No, I'm kidding. As you enter the kitchen, you see Sam and Susie enthusiastically discussing something. Your daughter's still in her scrubs, having clearly come straight from work. I got the posting I was hoping for, she guesses. I'll be doing my placement in a new transition center, really helping people like Grandma. A transition center? Why would you want to work in one of those horrible places? As much as I want to support her, we're too deep now in the defiance of the government. Because I want to help people. People that are suffering. I don't want anyone else to have to go through what Grandma did or what we did. Susie and Sam share a knowing but pained smile. Hardly surprising you don't get that, though. Ouch. How are things at home? Horrible on this right now. Ugh. Drunk at 15? Yeah. Dude was out there having beers. I got drunk at 16 a few times. All right, here we go. The 20-week war. Thought shit. Shut up.
There's just time to take a peek at what's coming up later tonight on Channel 1. At 6:30, it's Ration Kitchen with Gordon Ranty.
Gordon
and tonight
Ranty?
He'll be screaming at some pensioners while they try and fashion a nutritious meal.
Oh wait, I gotta load adverts. This one?
So, Julia's team have asked me to ask you to keep it light.
Well, what does that mean?
It means do that thing you do where you turn politicians into humans. Just don't get drawn into talking
More
about
responsible than other. I don't
They
think
know
that's.
this
I don't
is the
think
news, don't they?
you know, trying new things and doing goofy shit as a teenager is necessarily irresponsible unless you put yourself and others in harm's
There's a
way.
crew at Team HQ right now. I think she's giving a speech or something tonight. They'll get it on the late news.
Oh, great. So they get the brains and we get the performing monkey.
Sometimes you sound just like him, you know.
How are you?
It is what it is.
Sad.
It is what it is. I miss him too, you know.
That is actually very accurate.
10 seconds, everybody.
That's like an American having a drink at the age of, you know, or I mean, hell, even like think like
5,
a lot of them have the
4,
drinking age at 16.
3.
It's like in America, the idea of somebody not having alcohol by the time
Good
they're
evening.
20 is
This
damn
the
near
National
taboo.
Nightly News. I'm Megan Wolf. It's the 140th day of war. Our main headlines tonight. Company of heroes. Skirmishes on land and sea again today as our armed forces tested the mettle of the World Council's illegal blockade. Advance's strategy of multiple small-scale incursions into the disputed zone is certainly keeping the enemy on high alert, unable to work out where or when the next strike will come. Proud parents throughout the territory find themselves ever more impressed by the bravery and commitment of their incredible children and the job they're doing keeping supply lines open against
for you,
all
Green.
possible odds. Don't
Yeah,
starve.
yeah, they put a new deck in.
Advance's food program moved from strength to strength today as rationing
This
depots were
particularly.
opened in the last remaining unfed areas of the territory. The rationing depots have been constructed in record time, and the government's agricultural coordination strategy has seen shelves restocked with increasing regularity. And judging by the looks on this happy family's faces, it can't come a moment too soon. They'll be getting a good meal tonight on the government,
True.
just like the rest of us. 7 days to die.
What?
The recent decision to allow those with long-term health conditions to
Oh.
access transition centres has today been declared an overwhelming success. Previously available only to those in their final years, the expansion of the service has been met with relief by the many organisations calling for it to be opened up to the wider community. The transition centres have reported larger than expected
That's
numbers,
insane.
but report that they are coping well and able to provide a complete and meaningful service to all who choose to use it. Populace. More than 11% of the population have thus far failed to register for a team membership card. A worrying statistic, given that the cards
Getting
are a
pissed at
legal
15
requirement from midnight
Wait.
tonight. It's up to the other 89%
Commander
of
Warhawk,
us to
are you
remind
from,
our tardy friends that not
are you
taking
from over,
advantage of all the exclusive services
over across the
available
pond?
to cardholders is now, as it should be, absolutely criminal. Start me up.
Like I can tell just by the
Spokesman
by the
Alan
fact that you
James
used the term
held an
pissed
impromptu rally today in the
to
northern
describe
city
drunk.
of Mankipool. Large crowds gathered to hear the band speaker prove Disrupt are still able to capture the public's imagination. A representative from the Mankipool Community Cohesion Team
God, he looks
described the
so
event
different
as
now than he
mostly
did in the
peaceful.
first, you know?
But it looks like Disrupt aren't going quietly into the night. And finally, absent friends.
Don't do this to me.
Sad news today as the grave of former National Nightly News host Jeremy Donaldson is vandalised by radical Disrupt activists. The much-loved broadcaster suffered a very tragic
do this
public
to me.
breakdown 10 weeks ago.
Jeremy
The
Donaldson
incident
was my favorite character in the
ultimately
whole
cost him
ass
his
game.
life. A passionate and rebellious man, always willing to question authority, Jeremy was posthumously celebrated with a Team Service Award by Advance.
I
for
hate
his
that because I know that's not
outstanding
what he would have
dedication
wanted.
to journalistic truth.
But I did it the other way last time.
But first this evening, with the war about to enter its 21st punishing week and people hurting up and down the country, I'll be grilling unpredictable Prime Minister Peter Clement in an exclusive interview from his home in Lancashire. That's coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
Oh, we got... A little bit lower. Got it. All right, dope. Let's go.
In part two, I'm a little overexcited to announce I'll be interviewing the one and only Lil C. And later we've got a new feature that's sure to keep you coming
Lil
back
C.
for more. But first tonight, let's check in with Prime Minister Peter Clement, who's speaking to us from his home in Lancashire. Good evening, Prime Minister. Have we caught you exercising?
Oh, have we started? Yes, that's right, Miss Wolf. Just a few minor adjustments. I mean, nothing drastic. I haven't joined the gym more or anything. As my old mum used to say, just because she won't take it up the shit, it doesn't mean you shouldn't try for a quick fiddle up the car park.
Language, Prime Minister.
Monster Energy Lord.
What's wrong?
What up? Hi.
Oh, shitter. It's shitter, isn't it? Yep, that's the one.
And can you tell us what brought about this
Uh-oh.
new you?
Uh-oh.
Well, you know, Mrs. C and I were watching.
We're gonna do this.
People of Mankipool. And when I was finished, I stuck around. And I did something I would never have done in my old life.
Doing well.
I
Doing
listened.
well.
I listened to Jean, who told me that although she has financial security for her and her family for the first time in her life, she finds also, for the first time, that she can no longer sleep peacefully at night. I listened to Clive, who is preoccupied by the worry of being a burden on his children, and counting the days until they sit him down and tell him he is exactly that. I listened to Anna, who spends her lunchtimes in the school cafeteria eating alone, because she is the only girl in her class who isn't a go-getter. They have never met, these three, and they are of different ages and social backgrounds, but they share a common experience. They share a nagging feeling that there is something deeply wrong in our utopia. And I share that feeling. And maybe you do too. In the days and weeks ahead, I will be speaking throughout the country, but you don't need to wait for me. Disrupt are everywhere. Every bar, every street corner. Look for us and you will find us. You are not alone. And Advance are not the only team.
Also, it doesn't seem very
See, I could have stayed with the
advanced
white and
to
aired
be
him.
going abroad when the
I'm
rest
like, nah.
of the country is grounded.
And yet, Julia Salisbury announced today that she'll be visiting Svenland during this year's winter break. Is that really an example of team spirit?
What? Did you know about this, Gail?
No one tells me anything, Peter. You should know that.
Here we go again.
Jeremy Donaldson took control of the National Nightly Newsroom. He tried to warn us all about the now abandoned top-secret military lab at Grantham Downs. We may never know exactly what was being done there, but Jeremy Donaldson made us know. And this is just one of the reasons he is considered Disrupt's first martyr. And you know what? I think there's every chance he'd hate that. I only met him a few times in a professional context, and usually he exposed me for the grandstanding fool I was back then, but for some reason, I always enjoyed it. I liked him. I liked his wit, his jagged edges, and most of all, I liked his total dedication to the truth. He died for that truth, died as an individual, for freedom. And by adorning his resting place with our colours and our emblem, we will help to keep both him and his spirit of relentlessness alive. Rest well, Jeremy. You will not be forgotten.
You get more like him every day.
I will take that as a compliment. Prime Minister, later on this evening, your co-leader Julia Salisbury is going to give a national address from team headquarters. Can you give us a hint of what she's going to say?
Yes. Well, I
Oh, yeah.
mentioned that...
Yeah,
that
Bozeman's
I
going to
will
come in here
You
and
imagine?
fucking fight me himself. Whoops.
What I mean is...
You do know about this broadcast, don't you, Prime Minister?
Well, I'm sure I did. But Julia and I have no secrets from each other. We don't memorize each other's bloody diaries either. As my old mum used to say, if you wanted to get a job done quick, don't get bogged down in the pubes. What else you got?
Sorry?
Only cards, what else? A little piece of my life do you want to rustle through? Get out, refill my glass. Ta. Ah, come on.
Speaking of getting pissed, right?
Okay. What music do you listen to when you work out?
Well, Gail tells me that I work out to Little C, but I have absolutely no fucking idea who that is. And do you think the C stands for...
It stands for collaborative, Prime Minister.
Yeah, but actually, that does make more sense, actually.
How's rationing affecting you?
It's hard, but we get by. You just have to learn to get by on the basics. Take comfort in each other. I've got Mrs. C and many a fine single malt. I want for nothing. Except for a decent night's sleep.
She's a little...
Prime Minister, thank you for joining us. When we come back, it's time for the Culture Spot with Lil C and a...
Ambush! Get on that phone now, right now, to that. Find out what that dupliticist bitch is up to. And get me a bottle of something...
Sorry. Oh, shit, I'm supposed to be playing ads. I was just way enthralled in that.
I don't think anyone's supposed to know when you mention.
Yeah, I think what he means is he wants a leader with that kind of abrasive mentality as opposed to what their actual policies are.
Might fire him though,
Who's Lil C?
or if there's any justice, me.
Who's Lil C?
Are you winding me up?
What? I'm civilized. I read books.
Oh.
You take a good look at the cheapest hangover, cause you can buckle like the say is. Hey, look now, this is the life. Just like the brochures say, you can't cheat on your wife.
What?
It's a high-class ocean ride. You can't afford it, and it's fun since Salon died. If you could be me now out on a foreign shore, down in every crack and with my butt burned roar, I've left the kids back home so I can really unwind on the cheap it's proof line.
I have that same steering wheel.
Say it's bam, just look where you are. A cabin will come wham. Here comes the meteor. It's the best ship. Oh yes, ma'am. We never deceive ya, and the court says there's no scare.
Big, really big.
Really? She any good?
Nah, of course not. She dog shit. Kids go mad of her, absolutely mad.
Live in 10 seconds.
Hang on, Colin. You've got kids.
Yeah, I've got about 6 or 7, I think.
What?
5, 4, 3.
Thanks for coming back. Later, we have an exciting new feature that we just know you're going to love, so stay tuned for that. But first, I'm really excited for our next guest. She rose to prominence as the delightful Susie May in All My Daughter's Children's Men, before taking the music industry by storm this year with her debut album smashing the chart records at the age of just 20. Let's give it up and welcome Lil C.
Convince people that he actually had a tropical illness.
I just say, you look incredible.
Oh, thanks, babe. I'm doing this
Hey, what, a
new regime
ranger?
and it really does work.
What's the regime?
And my manager suggested it to me. It basically involves bathing in like cabbage water and then having the leaves sucked out of you while you sleep.
Wow, is that healthy?
Oh, well, look at me, Meg. The leaves are my only nourishment.
Yep, they certainly are. Now, you'll have to forgive me, but I'm somewhat of a super fan, so I'm sorry if I get a bit starstruck.
Oh, bless you. I've never actually heard of you before, so if you do get a little tongue-tied, I can always carry the interview.
Oh, shit.
That's good to know.
I never
So
switched
your
off of her.
first album, F My Face Together, it hit shelves this summer and it just exploded.
Who, me?
What's that like for
I
you?
do not.
Bonkers, just so weird. I was in all the papers and the magazines. Overnight, I went from that like annoying little girl from that show to that like sexy little girl from that show.
Wow, that must have been bizarre.
Not really, it was just like any other morning.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
get up at 5, go on a 4-mile run, have 3 meetings on my cabbage bath, but then only then was my dad actually talking to me.
Oh, of course. I mean, the famed country singer, Billy Bob Jean Short. I didn't know you'd been a...
First off, hold on. Billy Bob Jean Short? Is there some... Do we have something against jean shorts here? Is that what I'm seeing? The problem with jean shorts? I like my jean shorts. My Jummy Quartz. Who wears jean shorts? I wear jean shorts. Sorry. Let's continue this so we can...
Strange.
Sorry.
There's nothing that
Billy or Bob, it is not.
Okay, yes, he may believe that aliens told him to hate women, but there really isn't anything to
Oh,
prove
shit.
he's wrong.
Uh-huh. So, this newfound explosion to your popularity, did that change your life?
Well, I had to start wearing like nice underwear, you know, for the paparazzi. But as my manager says, best to make the most of it before I'm 30.
Is that right? So, what's the album about?
Shoving
So
my
I thought it was
jorts.
about like how pretty and great I am, but actually it's about monetizing youth, I think, or about like promoting an unrealistic standard of beauty or something.
Your manager again.
Yeah, he says insecurity is an opportunity.
Oh, do you think he'd be happy with you telling us all this?
Telling you all what? It really doesn't matter what I say here. I'll do my dancing and then this part will all be forgotten about.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, we're going to see some of those famous dance moves very shortly because you're going to be performing your new single, aren't you?
Yep, it's from my album Put It In My A Together and it's out tomorrow.
Put it in my A together.
So soon.
I can't listen to
Her
her.
old son joined the Go-Getters. He's occupied now. Busy, even. His room's never been tidier. But he keeps notebooks he won't let her read. And sometimes she catches him staring at her. And last week, she found him searching through her papers. When confronted, he always had a plausible answer, a good answer. But somehow it's too good. Like it's been prepared in advance. Or possibly by them.
Ooh.
We want to know what the news will no longer tell us. And when we find out, we will tell you. We will hack into your news broadcasts. We will defend your right to information. We will resist, and we will disrupt.
Could have been different, you know, like better. But I don't know. I love doing autographs and having somebody dress me and tell me what to
Oh,
say.
shit.
Do you always
Hacker
wanna do music?
man. What up, Buns?
Well, ever since I was a little girl, I'd sit in front of the radio, and as soon as my favourite girl group would come on, I'd press record on my cassette. But then my dad would come in and tell me to turn it off and to go back upstairs and start practicing again.
Oh, sorry, is your dad your manager?
Yeah, which can be tough. And sometimes when it gets really hard, he'll say, "Make Quagler proud, and you might just survive childbirth."
Well, you know what, despite anything, you'll make me proud.
Oh, If only your opinion was as valuable as his.
And on that problematic note, you're going to be singing your song for us soon, aren't you? Tell me about it.
So it's called These Babies Gonna Bring You Home, and I actually got sent the lyrics in the car on the way up here. But you know what? It's actually all right. And don't worry, all my work is team approved.
All right then. Well, you can go and get ready for that. We'll see you in a little bit. It was a very specific type of pleasure to chat to her, and I just can't wait to hear this.
Get ready for this music video.
Here is Lil C with an exclusive first performance of her new track, These Babies Gonna Bring You Home. Take it away.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Force's favorite, the Queen of Team, here to break in your blockades, Lil C.
Oh baby, can't you see?
Oh my God. Best of it. Mr. Bear is hands down.
That's empty. I want that meet you packing. Only you can fill that crack in me.
Pretty fucking funny though.
I'm under siege, so come and free me. Ain't no disruption here. Boy, I got no agenda. Just want the team in me. No dirty foreign member. Don't stop your morning drill. There's holes in me that ain't been filled yet. I only scream this loud when you do your country proud. I ain't no Vickers daughter.
Yeah. I've only ever gotten the one though.
Before I get much older, tie me down and pull me like an enemy soldier. An enemy soldier. So let them try and break our dream. We fight and love and die.
If I do it on beat, if I switch cameras on beat, it gives me a score bonus.
Come and use me as a toy. I wanna see some action. So come
I'm not very
and break
rhythmic
my
though.
sanctions. I've been this wild and free since my mom burdened me. She was only 53, but gave to save her family. There's no one judging me if I'm the one that's in your fantasy. Don't die alone, these babies gonna bring you home. I ain't no Vickers daughter, come and skirmish on my border. Quick before I get much older, tie me down and pull me like an enemy soldier. An enemy soldier. So what if Peter Clemens boys can come and use me as a toy and flip me over, grab my hair, rip off my clothes and dump them there? I wanna see some action, so come and break my sanctions.
There we go. No, they don't. As much as I want them to. This guy with the... I thought that was James McAvoy for a second. XP! Thank you for that sub, boo-boo.
Well, if that doesn't distract you from the world outside, I don't know what will. I'd like to thank Lil C for doing that. Don't go anywhere. After the break, we'll finally be revealing the new segment of our show that we just know you're going to love. We'll be back right after this. And we're out.
Get ready. Shit's about to get real.
Can I just say, thank you so much for letting me do this. It really means a lot to me, you know.
Yeah.
To be able to promote myself on such a mainstream platform like the news.
Well, don't worry about it. And you know what? Good luck for the future. Take care of yourself. This industry can be crazy sometimes. Watch out for that father of yours, won't you?
Oh, no. I manage myself. It's just, you know, for the public to have that certain perspective of me. You know what it's like.
Oh, right.
And Michael?
What
Michael?
What about Billy Bob Jean Short? Is he?
Oh, my dad. He's such a sweetheart. We both had the same agents, you know, like it just made sense. Both of us for our image together.
Wow.
And Michael, I want to see the revenue share for the clothing line and get me a G&T before my meeting with the lube guys. If they say for your pleasure, I'm going to stop needing it.
All right.
And best brains working on this for months. And we've got you covered with the Remington Swiss Siege Survival Box. Inside every blockade-busting box, you'll find the things you really missed. A red wine where you can hardly taste the chemicals. Some rare meat we grew in our production laboratory.
Her dad likes jean shorts too. I'm just and he's a good guy. He's not the creepy dude that he was originally made out to be.
No.
It's Jeff fucking Algebra, or
better than that now.
is it?
I'll tell you what. Just keep adding flowers until it feels like 12. Got it?
Absolutely, right away. 10 seconds.
What a...
5.
I'll say it for him.
4,
What a twat.
3.
There, I said it right.
Thanks for joining us for part 3. We've been teasing you about our new feature all night, and now the wait is finally over. I can reveal that every night on the show, we'll be treated to an episode of an informative and hilarious new segment called The Notice Board. It stars some top talent, and we're very excited about it. But before we see it, let's have a quick chat with the writer, director, and phenomenon, may I say, Jeff Algebra, guys.
Actually, I've dropped the algebra. I go by Jeff DePlume now. How'd you like that?
Well, yeah, very fancy. I suppose you need a new name now that you're a successful artiste.
Well, exactly. I'm earning enough to pay taxes now.
Oh.
It's shit.
And how does Angela feel about all this?
Who?
Your wife.
Oh. Oh, God, no. No, she's long gone. No, she was holding me back. I'm with Norm now. We were married last month.
Norm de Plume.
Yeah.
Norm de Plume, of course, fucking... I love it.
Why did you write this? What was your inspiration?
Oh, well, I received a telephone call
Should've stuck with
offering
it.
me 25 grand to write a pro-team sitcom. And I heard my father's voice. It said, Jeff, you listen here, boy. You make hay while the sun shines. You wring every penny you can get out of this. So I wheeled him down to the transition centre, got out my typewriter and started clacking.
Wow.
Utter shite.
And without further ado, let's give it up for the notice board.
We're gonna boo the shit out of everything. I kind of actually wish I would have cheered him. I like him.
Good morning, Miss Craven.
Oh, morning, Ray.
Everything all right, Mrs. Craven? You look as
I like
worried
Tommy.
as the vicar in closing time.
Oh, Ray, it's those young louts. They've vandalised my shop again.
No!
Yes!
We're gonna cheer on the fact that they vandalized it.
Written all sorts of obscene language and crude pictures, and I know it's those damn youths.
I don't know. It could be the vicar at closing time.
I'm just worried they won't ever become productive members of the community. What if they never see the error of their ways and end up as social outcasts, such as shoplifters or bong rats?
Don't worry, Mrs. Craven. This is a very supportive community, and I'm sure that in time they will fit into this society like this key into this lock.
Boo!
See? Works like a charm.
What a lovely
Stayed on for too long.
Ray. And just like that, we can unlock their future.
Boo!
Wow! Look at all the letters in my collection today.
Put that key in that lock. Whoops. Didn't mean to do
I
that.
think that one's addressed to me.
I'm gonna boo the shit out of her so much.
This one?
Fits in there real good.
So you're right.
Boo the whole show.
Here it is.
It's a letter from my granddaughter, Brenda. She says she got an A on her maths exam because one of
Have
her
a good one, bruh.
was helping her. She was always a team player, was our Brenda.
What's up, losers?
Oh shit! I shouldn't have booed him. I actually should have like laughed at him.
Oh no! It's Brad. He's the coolest guy in the village.
That's right. I just got here on my motorbike.
Oh shit!
Clear off, Brad. We don't want any of your ilk around here.
What? Brad dudes?
No, ruffians. Have you come to tag the notice board with your gang signs?
No way. I've actually come to pin my resume on that notice board. I'm looking to do some tutoring after school.
What did you say? Tutoring?
Tutoring?
Maths is very important.
Oh,
Would you mind, Ray?
he said the thing.
Not at all.
Boo! Boo this man!
So you, a young person, have been spending your time helping others and not just urinating on churches or huffing glue?
Hey, I haven't huffed glue for months.
Well, blow me down!
Huff that glue, my dude.
We misjudged you based on how
His
young
hand's stuck in
and
the
cool you are, and not on your actions.
No
This
joy.
So it wasn't you who vandalized my shop last night or called me a rancid
shit.
old crone from the back of a chopper?
No way. It can't have been me. I was too busy helping my friend Brenda with her maths homework.
Boo!
Speak up there. I thought for a minute there that you said Brenda.
I did, you daft old sow.
Did you hear that?
Oh, yes, what a wonderful surprise. I now respect you as a man.
Put her there, Ray. Oh, what the heck? Give us a hug.
0 to 100 real quick.
Sorry to interrupt the first groundbreaking episode of the notice board, but we are receiving some breaking news. I'm being told we're picking up reports from across the continent of what appear to be...
Oh, canned cooking.
Oh, God. What appear to be nuclear explosions in 4 major cities. Initial estimates put the death toll into the millions. I'm being told we're experiencing power fluctuations as a result, so apologies for any interruption to this broadcast for you at home. And apparently we can head over to team headquarters for an emergency broadcast from Prime Minister Julia Salisbury any moment now. Yep, yes, let's go to that now.
Good evening, citizens and leaders of the world. Minutes ago, operatives working for Advance detonated nuclear explosives simultaneously in 4 major cities across the continent. We have similar devices in 58 other urban centres.
Uh-oh.
And will not hesitate to detonate them.
Of power fluctuations and what could be minor earthquakes throughout the continent. Stand by. We've lost contact with our benefactors in Urkistan and Konoslava. While our equipment seems to be resetting, Can we get this confirmed? Can we get this verified? I need this verified.
Your people are
Oh,
our
crap.
people.
That's okay. I'm going to still broadcast to
Finally
this.
be fed and clothed and educated and healed. But for your privileged few, the moment that they feared is now upon them. Allow me to be crystal clear. If you fire a single shot at our territory or harm a single one of our citizens, we will not hesitate to detonate further devices. You will not find them, though no doubt you are already searching for them. Our technology is decades ahead of yours. We will expect your complete acceptance of our terms by midnight tonight. Thank you.
Shit got mega real.
I'm trying to think of what Jeremy would say if he were here now. He was always sceptical of advance. But then I suppose he was always sceptical about everything.
Hello, Hawk.
It's part of what made him so frustrating to work with. And so brilliant. I'm not going to lie.
It
to
was
you,
at first.
I really wish you were here now. You'd know what to say. You'd know how to bring everyone together. And I don't think you'd be angry. I think you'd see that anger was the engine that brought us here. I think you'd want us to stop, to look around us at the people and things we're so very lucky to have, and to realise what a privilege it is just to be alive. I think you'd want us to spare a thought for those with loved ones who are abroad tonight. And I think you'd be worried about retaliation, but you wouldn't show it. You'd remind us that this country and its people endure. You'd remind us that despite the way you hated how it sounds, we are a team. And I think you'd ask us to go to our loved ones and be with them tonight. But I don't have the words that you had, Jeremy. None of us do. My name's Megan Wolfe. Let's make tomorrow better.
And we're out.
So?
Yeah, oh, for sure. Oh, for sure.
He'd have loved it.
Yeah, you would have done, you old bastard.
Willy nilly dilly, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Indie Darlings. All right. How you doing tonight, friend? All right.
This is Alan James. The revolution starts tonight, Alex. And we need your help.
We're so proud to be here today on this, the 500-day anniversary of the...
It's time to choose. Alex, whose side are you on?
After all, doesn't your family deserve a good, nutritious meal in these difficult times?
Who could that be?
But before we go, one final thought.
And there are 58 planted throughout.
Jeremy?
What?
Hi, I'm Alex.
I'm Andy.
And I'm Den. Jay, we said Zoom backgrounds.
Oh, sorry, boys.
Like his
We're
background.
the developers of Not for Broadcast, and we want to thank you so much for supporting our little game so far.
We're now 2/3 of the way through the story.
But as we film this in January 2021, the UK is back in lockdown.
We don't know when we'll next be able to film with a full cast and crew.
So once again, we have to ask you to please be patient with us.
And if you want to talk to us in the meantime,
come chat with us on Discord at discord.gg/notforbroadcast.
We stream on Twitch every first and third Thursday of the month at twitch.tv/NotGamesUK. We always check the Steam forums for any suggestions or problems you may have.
And we read every Steam review, even the horrible ones, because your opinion matters to us.
So all that remains to say is thank you so much for playing our weird little game.
And
see you in episode 3. Probably if I have.
Oh God, wouldn't that be awesome? I would love another filler episode.
Good evening, I'm Megan Wolf.
And I'm Jeremy Don.
Wait, hold on. Oh. It's kind of hard to get negative on that. Generous bonus. So thank you for joining me on this ride for Not for Broadcast so far. As of this recording, Chapter 3 has not been released, and that was the final broadcast of Chapter 2. If you would like to play catch-up, you can go back to the beginning of the series. If you haven't, I don't understand why, because it's kind of weird to watch the last episode first. This isn't Star Wars. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me. I can't wait to get a new series of videos out for you. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you like the content, and we will catch you down the road. Say goodbye to everybody, Arthur. All right.